Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the world famous podcast, Beating the Press. This is probably the most dramatic one we've done and the quickest one we've done on the back of breaking news. We make no apologies for it. This is a special, and it's a banging special. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a Man United fan. I have put it on social media. No one's reached out. As always, if this is your kind of thing, football's your thing, like and subscribe, do all that fancy stuff. But on to more important business from two Liverpool fans. Cristiano Ronaldo is back in the Premier League, and not to Man City, is going to Man United. So, Chris, we've literally just found out. Initial thoughts, go.
You know what? It's an emergency podcast. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. We had to get on as soon as we heard it, and I've got to say I'm absolutely buzzing. Like I never thought I'd say it, but I'm buzzing. He's coming back to the Premier League. You know, I probably won't be saying that when we play United in a few weeks, and he's up top probably notching a hat trick. But I'm absolutely ecstatic. Obviously, I originally wanted him to go to Man City just to kind of wind up my Man United friends, but regardless, I'm just happy to see someone of his quality back in the league. You know, I've got a lot of Man United mates, and I'm presuming they're buzzing. And we all understand the romantic side of the game, and there's someone maybe like Luis Suarez or something like that to come back to a Liverpool. You can kind of understand what they're going through at the moment. So even as a Liverpool fan, more importantly, I'm a football fan, and I'm just glad to have Ronaldo back in the league. What about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. I'm excited. I just saw someone put it on Twitter. It's the most dramatic transfer window I can ever remember. From players moving back and forth, and Grealish going, Kane, was he going? Was he not going? Ronaldo, you looked like he was going to Man City, and then everyone thought it was Man City. All Man United fans were suddenly like, yeah, Messi's the best player of all time, and then it's like, oh shit, it's actually not going to Man City, it's going to Man United. We could just go back to Ronaldo. Yeah, you're the best player again. In my WhatsApp groups are just popping. Man United fans are just like, fuck me, I didn't even realise you were in that group.
Yeah,
like, you're right. Yeah,
no, it's funny.
Ronaldo's back and buzzing, and
that's people exactly right. Like,
so people
I've had
just
so
losing
many
their shit.
tweets. I've had so many tweets sent to me that saying, I've been a long time Man United fan, and I've been pretending all these years, and I know that Messi's the greatest of all time, and then now they're just quickly deleting those texts to us.
People are quoting that to fuck out. They're quoting it and then sending a release. Do you want to quickly just read out the Man United statement? I've literally you text me to say it's gone. I'm having a meal with the kids and the wife. I said, right, you guys finish the dessert. I'm going off home. You get a taxi back. I'll see you later. Bye. So bang here.
Yeah. Well,
I drove them back. I didn't leave them there.
I've got a Manchester. Just before I go on to that, I've got a Manchester City fan who I work with, and this morning he's discussing with me. Do you think he'll come? And I was like, yeah, I think he might. And he was like 25 million. He was like, it's a bargain, isn't it? And he's absolutely buzzing. And it just goes to show how quickly things change, especially in this game. So on to the Man United statement. So I'm just reading off the website, so it's official. Manchester United is delighted to confirm that the club has reached an agreement with Juventus for the transfer of Cristiano Ronaldo, subject to agreement of personal terms, visa and medical. Cristiano, a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, has so far won over 30 major trophies during his career, including 5 UEFA Champions League titles, 4 FIFA Club World Cups, and 7 league titles in England, Spain and Italy, and the European Championship for his native Portugal. In his spell for Manchester United, he scored 118 goals in 292 games. Everyone at the club looks forward to welcoming Cristiano back to Manchester. So you just presume that it's just going to be formalities. He's as fit as can be. But yeah, I'm just interested to know his thoughts behind it. I'm just trying to think of, from his perspective, why he chooses Man United. And for me, I can only think that it's sentimental. What about yourself?
I think we need to rewind a bit and see what's happened. Basically, when Allegri took over as Juventus, there was rumors going around that he didn't want to base the team around Ronaldo, which is fine, and there's a way Allegri wants to do it. Now, Juventus obviously didn't win the Serie A league title last year as well. So it's not a case of he suddenly goes to a club and they win the league title, they win the Champions League. It didn't happen to Man United. So he was obviously younger then as well. He's obviously almost 36 now. So we're talking, Allegri didn't want him. So it's like, right, okay. And then I think the Man City deal would have gone through if Man City put the money up and decided that actually they really wanted him. I think there was a lot of, they weren't fully committed to the deal. I don't know if that's because he's an ex-Man United player or of his age or what it was, but they obviously turned it down. And then, there was Man United. And I think if it wasn't Man United, he would have gone anywhere. Once he's left Juve, there was no chance of him going back. So it was like, who's going to have him? And then they've obviously, Juve offered him to Man United. Man United have been like, fuck me, we've got a chance to sign Ronaldo here. Can you imagine all the fans just fucking coming in the pants and all that shit? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, let's just do it. So, I just
wasn't there a bit of doubt that Man City actually made an offer? Like, I don't think they made an official offer, did they? They just kind of flirted with him a little bit.
Yeah, I think when club, I mean, it's more to the agent, and the agent's got in touch. Obviously, Ronaldo said, "I'm not playing for Juve anymore. That's me done. Thanks for coming." Then the agent's jobs. I mean, it's not like Ronaldo picks up his phone and goes through all clubs and says, his agent will obviously go and, there's ways to do it. The agent will be in touch, Man City and all these other clubs, and I'd imagine PSG would have been on that list as well. Might have been an outside chance for Real Madrid. You don't know how many clubs, if Man United got rejected, then he goes to the other big clubs that could potentially have him. But I mean, is that Man United? So I think the question that I need to ask you is, obviously you've got to be careful with emotion and players that have come in and you think suddenly they're going to win the league, or like Grealish got at Man City, suddenly Man City nailed them. Now Ronaldo's coming. Do you think with Ronaldo they win the title or the Champions League?
No. I obviously it gives them a massive, ultimately a way better chance of doing it. No shit, Sherlock. But I don't think it's quite enough. I still think, obviously, we constantly go on about the midfield and the steel that they have in there. They've obviously signed Varane at the back. They've brought in Sancho. They've had a hell of a window. They're talking about maybe Trippier going in there. Wan-Bissaka was one that we were probably a little bit suspect about defensively. But still, sorry, Wan-Bissaka, but they still haven't addressed the McFred. I like McTominay. I think he's a decent player, but is he Man United quality? I don't think so. I think you need someone of world-class ability playing for Man United. And Fred, don't get me started. I mean, I'm not even start on Matic as well. I watched him against Southampton. So yeah, I just think that's where they're lacking. It's not really up front where they're going to lose out on the title, and same with the Champions League. And just before we came on, I checked the odds just to see if they'd improved anymore. I can't tell you what they were before, but the biggest bookmakers, they seem to have them still at around about sixth favourite for the Champions League. So, you've got Man City, PSG, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United. And I still see that the order, they've maybe pushed up again ahead of Real Madrid. I don't see why. Real Madrid have got pedigree in the Champions League. I still see them as fourth favourites to win the Premier League. But you never know, like Ronaldo is a special player and these type of players only come around once in a lifetime. So if anyone can push them towards the title, there could have only been Messi or Ronaldo, and they've got one of them. So, yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I stand by the same comment I made on the last podcast, or maybe one previously, when I said they're not going to win the title with Solskjaer in charge. Ronaldo, brilliant as he is, I mean, he is 36. The goals I mean, everyone just thinks it's the same Ronaldo that was playing 10 years ago. He's not. He's older. His goals are now basically in the penalty box, tapping type of goals and penalties. He scored 4 goals in the European Championships, 2 were penalties and 2 were tap-ins. So the goals and stuff, yeah, he'll certainly get it. But I think the teams that he'll be playing against the Premier League is a bit more different in that the way the teams set up against Man United. Now in Italy, they're probably going to be defending a bit more deep, and against Man United, I think you saw against Southampton did. Teams actually press Man United quite high, do you know what I mean? And it's how he fits in. I mean, obviously Ronaldo traditionally played from the left. Now he'll probably be playing as a 9 more essentially. I think it obviously has a knock-on effect on your Greenwoods, who might have had more time. Now he doesn't have as much. You got Sancho coming in, you got Pogba. We talk about him playing from the left, and I think it's just another good problem for Solskjaer to have. But you've got a manager who's not really got the experience of winning a major title. I mean, Ronaldo, like you. I mean, I think the view's the same, and I think bookmakers are probably going to be the same as well. 4 favourites for the title and about 6th or 7th for the Champions League. No doubt. I mean, I know. I just looked before I came on. He's gone to 2nd favourite for the Premier League Golden Boot, I think, and he's gone to favourite for Player of the Year. That's okay. Just, yeah, I don't get the favourite for the Player of the Year. I mean, I think we can all agree De Bruyne is the best player in the league. And I'm not, let's just, in Juve are a brilliant team. He was playing up top for them, and they didn't win the league. Inter won the league, and they didn't do great in Champions League as well. So I think there's once the elation and the emotions have sort of died down a bit, and you get a bit of perspective, you'll just still think, yeah, they're a bit short. And I don't think like I said, he's not going to make a win the league this year.
In relation to Ole, obviously, when he came in, we always thought that he wouldn't have the ability to pull certain players. And I think it just kind of shows the power of Man United as a club, that they're still able to pull Varane, Sancho, and again, Ronaldo. I would never have thought that he would have been able to pull in players, and I still don't think it, has a great deal to do with him. It's obviously United as a club, but I kind of feel like his hand has been forced a little bit on this matter. I can't see a world where Man United would have stood by and watched Man City just have a free run at Ronaldo. Their all-time great. I think United fans would have kicked up a fuss on that. And specifically, I feel like it's going to kind of force his hand tactically, because if you think of, like you say, that Ronaldo's got to start as the 9. In my opinion, I think he'll start the 9 all day, every day. You've got Pogba, who has to start when fit. You've got Bruno, who has to start when fit. And then you've maybe got Sancho, who has to start once he gets his fitness. And then you've got maybe Greenwood or, let's say, Rashford from there onwards. That's your front 3 pretty much picked. Now, that leaves one player in midfield. And you know what Ole is like against the bigger teams. He likes to play 2 in midfield. Yeah. So them are going to be the problems that he has. He even played 2 against Southampton at the weekend, Fred and Matic. So it's kind of forcing his hand to be maybe a little bit more on the front foot, a bit more attacking play. Will that leave them open at the back? Interesting to see how Varane comes in. How does he settle? So there's so many different permutations on how this is going to affect Man United. They're going to be great to watch. They're going to remind me, of Liverpool maybe a few years ago, where we just couldn't defend, but we would attack. It would just be barnstorming attacks. How do you see it changing the way that they play also?
Yeah, just to go back on your first point, I think it's really interesting. You say what's the pull for Man United at the moment is the club. They're in the Champions League and money. That's it. It's nothing else. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. It's not Solskjaer, because who the fuck Solskjaer? You know what I mean? It's the club. The fact if they're the Europa League, does he go there? No. If Man United actually, couldn't afford the wages, would he go? No. So it's all those sort of, combination of things why they're attracting those players. But yeah, no, I just think overall it doesn't make as big. I think, like I said, once we settle it all down, I don't think it's going to make as big a difference as we all sort of think. Do you know what I mean? So I do think those 3 points are the reason why he's gone.
Yeah. So are you kind of reaching out to why it's not going to impact the rest of the Premier League as much? As a Liverpool fan, have we still got hope that we are still up there and thereabouts above United, or do you think?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I don't think. Actually, I mean, it's the team.
Not so worried?
It's a combination of things. No, I mean, I'd rather. You know what? I would have loved him. This is just me being a bit spot. I would have loved for him to go to Man City just to see Man United fans' faces. It's basically the equivalent of Gerrard going to Man United. Do you know what I mean? You're like, going, that would have been just brilliant. It's like, yeah, Ronaldo never liked him. We were shit. You know what I mean? All he does is smash free kicks into fans' faces in a rose head. That sort of stuff. And it's like,
we would have known what it had been like because we obviously experienced it with Michael Owen. He went away. He was one of our favourites, went away, and then came back and obviously joined Man United. And he's not revered in any way, shape, or form. So it's kind of good that Ronaldo's legacy has stayed intact. For one of the greatest in the world. I don't think I think it was highly unlikely that he was going to go to Man City, but it would have been good if they had actually put an offer on the table. Yeah. Just the Juventus side of things, how do you think that they will see his time at the club? I'll just read out what he's just put on his Twitter, actually, to the Juventus. So he says, today, I depart from an amazing club, the biggest in Italy, and surely one of the biggest in all of Europe. I give all of my heart and soul to Juventus, and I'll always love the city of Turin until my final days. You probably know this, the Tifosi Bianconeri always respected me, and I try to thank that respect by fighting for them in every game, every season, every competition. In the end, we can all look back and realize we achieved great things, not all that we wanted, but still we wrote a pretty beautiful story together. I will always be one of you. You are now part of my history, as I feel that I'm part of yours. Italy, Juve, Turin, Bianconeri, you'll always be in my heart. So, with that being said, how do you think his time with it in Italy will have gone down, especially with the Juve fans?
They're also known as the old lady. But how his time is money at Juve, I think if you're being ultra critical, not great, because he was ultimately bought there for them to win the Champions League. I mean, they were winning the league title for fun even without him. He turned on. They didn't win it last year, so I mean, he's obviously his goal scoring record was great there. He's a top goal scorer. This top. I'm stating the obvious.
Yeah.
But I think if you're looking at an ultra critical eye, I would say it's not been a success because they weren't shy about it when they bought him from Real Madrid. It was like, yeah, we're buying him to win the Champions League because that's what they were short. You know what I mean? That's what you want to do. That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
And I mean the league title. So yeah, you can look at it in a few ways. I don't think it's been as successful as the club would have liked. And I think Allegri going back has certainly played a part. Like I said at the start of the podcast, he didn't want him at the club. So and it's like, yeah, go find a club with Cristiano.
Just on the last part, a skeptical few friends on my WhatsApp have put this to me. Just your thoughts on it. Ronaldo went to Man United to try and upstage Messi moving to PSG. What do you think of that?
There's an element of truth to it. There's an element of truth because there was no murmurings. I mean, I think the Allegri thing was been brewing for a while, but I think if Ronaldo didn't want to move and there wasn't a mutual agreement between both parties, he would have stayed. You know, these are professionals that have gone on with it. But I think the Messi thing certainly sort of pushed it, and he obviously realised that he's got one more contract left. And if he stayed at Juve, I mean, there was talk. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a few months now since the season finished, whether he was staying or going. And obviously he's moved on. But I actually thought the same. You know, I thought Messi's gone now. Ronaldo was like, fuck's sake, everyone's talking about Messi moving now. I know I need to go back and do something, or go do it in a different league. There was rumours in going to PSG, or PSG were looking at getting him.
I would have loved that.
You know, a front three of Neymar, Ronaldo, and Messi, with obviously Mbappe looking like he's going to Real Madrid. Yeah, I think there's an element, but ultimately we'll never know. You know, it'll be Ronaldo if he decides to let us know.
Yeah, ultimately they always say never go back. You know, it could diminish, but I have a feeling that this is probably going to work out. He's still at a good physical condition. He might not be the age he once was, but he's still like obviously a top player. So again, I'm excited to see him play. I don't know when we'll expect to see him play. Maybe about another week's time before he gets fitness up and that. But I think on behalf of both of us, I think we're absolutely buzzing that he's back in the league.
Yeah. As always, we normally have a question of the day. No rocket science. Go on, Chris, fire it out. Today's question of the day. Really short, sharp, quick one.
You put me on the spot, yeah. So my question of the day is: are you happy, even as any kind of fan in the Premier League, are you happy that Ronaldo's back in the Premier League?
Brilliant. That's it. As always, just stick it down there, guys. As always, give us answers in the comment section, and always like, subscribe, share. If there's anything we can look to improve, give us a shout. But yeah, that's it from us there. We normally say short. This one hasn't been a short one because it's our first ever emergency podcast. That's what I like that. We call it an emergency podcast, and this is it. Let us know what your thoughts are.
Cheers for watching, guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye.